Here's a question. Did you find your spouses at home, close to home, in the home state?
No, I'm not married now. So,
I'm just wondering, like, how this works, because I always say, like, I married a Minnesotan. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Through and through.
Through and through. Yeah. Okay. So there's some new data that shows that Minnesota and Wisconsin are among the states where you're most likely to marry a local.
No surprise here.
Yeah, and then your wife married a Minnesotan.
Yeah, technically I'm Texan, but I consider myself a Minnesota.
Yeah. And you're South Carolina, right?
Yeah, well, my originally from Philadelphia, but they're in South Carolina now. But, like, I don't know. And then you guys, I mean, you married where you were growing up.
Well, we actually met at, like, a summer program. Yeah. And so that's where
we met. Oh, right, because he's in Texas.
Yeah, he's in Texas. But,
he's from Texas.
Yeah.
My ex-California, but that's no longer,
Yeah.
But I lived out there for so long too.
Right,
so
and that's the thing.
Like my
it's like, does that mean that if you're from California and you lived in California, does that mean you're marrying a local?
Well, I
don't know what that means.
It's kind of easier though. I mean, I think if you're local or you find a local versus, I mean, so many people can date online now. You can have a relationship from across the country.
True.
But, you can meet at one state or the other. I guess, right?
Yeah.
Top states most likely to marry a local: Michigan, Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, Louisiana, Ohio, and Minnesota came in at 6th.
There you go.
Well, when I moved here, people said people from Minnesota love Minnesota. So it makes sense that they would marry somebody in Minnesota.
Yeah.
Or at least bring in an outsider.
Bring in an outsider.
Bring in an outsider here.
Yeah. You're
stuck.
No, I love it here. But I also thought it was funny that if you don't marry if you're Minnesota, you don't marry Minnesota, and the next person you're most likely to marry is someone from Wisconsin.
There you go.
Right next door. Not like you have to go far.
Just 2 miles and you're there.
Yeah, and then after that, it's someone internationally. But if you are in Wisconsin, you are the same likelihood to marry, most likely to marry Wisconsinite, but you might marry someone from Illinois or Minnesota.
Got choices here.
You got choices if you're in Wisconsin.
Illinois has entered the conversation.
Yes.
So the question, why do people marry local? And I found this interesting. Often they don't make life choices that lead them to venture out to other states.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, a lot of people stay local where you're from, or you grew up in the same hometown or same region, so you're going to most likely marry somebody from that state or from somebody local.
And if you like where you are, and if Minnesotans love Minnesota, then
it makes sense. Adapt to the lifestyle and find somebody with the similar interests.
Yeah, I think our jobs are a little strange. Is that a little
strange?
A lot strange. But to be able to move up in this profession, you have to move around, and so we here at this table have moved around a lot. Yeah. But I would say most people don't do that.
No,
People stay, and that's who you end up meeting.
Yeah, very true.
Yeah.
Well, also it goes back to the people who leave home rarely marry someone from their home state. Because you leave home, so a lot of times you may not necessarily come back. And I'm thinking of some of my close friends who left, and that definitely is the case. They did not marry someone from Minnesota. They married someone from
because they
someone else.
Probably left at those years where they were most likely to meet somebody that they would marry.
Yeah.
So.
Either that or they left because it's so cold outside today.
That's
very true.
Yes.